In this video, I will show you how to download and install Python on Windows, how to download and install PyCharm, which is an editor for Python, and finally how to create and run Python files using PyCharm. So let's start with the first step and let's download Python. Now let's go to this link and let's go to downloads. Then we need to click on this button. And now we need to save this installer, but I have already downloaded it, so I will cancel this download and I will use the installer that I have already downloaded, which is this one. So let's start it. So in this window, it is necessary to check this box, so Python will be added to the system environment variables. Then we need to click on this button. So all the options are checked and this is good for us. Now let's click on next. Now we need to install Python for all the users, so we need to check this box. Now let's click on install. Now the installation finished successfully, so let's close this window and let's check that we installed Python correctly. So we need to start the command prompt. And in this window, I will just type the following command, Python --version. So this is the version of Python, which means that I installed it correctly. So let's close this window. Now we need to install PyCharm. So we need first to download it. Now we need to go to this first link and we need to click on this download button. So we need to download PyCharm, the version that is free. So we need to download the community version of PyCharm. So let's click on this download button. Now we need to save this installer on the computer, but I have already downloaded it, so I will cancel this download and I will use the installer of PyCharm that I have already downloaded, which is this one. So let's start it. So in this window, we need to click on next. Then we have to provide the location where PyCharm will be installed. So we will accept this default suggestion. Then let's click on next. Now we need to check these three boxes, but for this one it is not really necessary to check this box. Also, you can uncheck this box if you don't like to open Py files using this editor. So let's click on next. And now let's click on install. Now the installation finished successfully, so we can close this window. So let's click on finish. And this shortcut of PyCharm has been added to the desktop. So I can start PyCharm from this shortcut. So let's start it. Here, this is the first time we start PyCharm, so we don't have any configuration to import. So let's click on OK. Now in this window, I will just click on this button to create a new project. And this project, I will just call it Welcome Project. Also, I don't like to create this main Python file because I will create it later. So I will uncheck this box. Now let's click on create. Now this project has been created, but it is empty for the moment. So let's create a new Python file inside it. So I will just make a right click here, then new, then Python file. So this file, I will call it main. Then let's hit enter. So this file has been created. I will just add a print statement. Now let's run it. So to run it, we can make right click here, then we have to click on run. So when we run it, we obtain this output, but also the configuration of this file will be added to PyCharm. So the second time we want to run this file, we have just to click on this run button. So as you can see, this is the output. I can modify this output, and then I can click on this button, and as you can see, this is the output. Now let's create a new Python file. So I will make a right click here, then new, then Python file, and this one I will call it test. So let's hit enter. Now the file has been created, so I will add a print statement. Now let's run it. So I will make a right click, then run test, and this is the output. Also, a new configuration has been added for this file, so the next time I can click on this button to run it. So I will modify this text before running it, then let's click on this button to run, and this is the output. Also, I can select the file that I want to run, and if I want to run this file, I have to select it. Then let's click on this button, and this is the output of the first file. So this is how we can use PyCharm with Python. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe to the channel.